What if I told you the little lie your child tells today about a broken toy, missing homework, or I didn't do it isn't always just a phase? I'm not saying every kid who lies ends up in serious trouble, but here's the part most parents don't realize. Research shows that when lying becomes a pattern, those small lies can quietly grow into big problems later, especially in the teenage years. And the scary part? Most of it starts at home, without parents even noticing. So, why do kids lie? Well, turns out, according to the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, kids and adults lie for almost the same reasons. Crazy, right? Some of the biggies are pretty simple. They lie to get out of trouble or for a little personal gain, sometimes just to impress someone or to protect someone. And yeah, sometimes it's even just to be polite. See, lying itself isn't shocking. What really matters is why it starts and how you handle it at home. That's the part most parents get wrong. And trust me, it can set the stage for bigger problems down the line. All right, here's where it gets a little uncomfortable. Stick with me. Research shows that when parents lie to their kids, even little ones, like, say I'm not home, this medicine won't hurt, or we'll buy it later, those kids are at a way higher risk of growing up with some not so great habits. Stuff like blaming others for their mistakes, lying to avoid consequences. Here's the kicker. Kids don't learn honesty from lectures. They learn it from watching us, their parents. Every little fib we tell, they notice, and slowly it shapes how they deal with the world. Now, let's talk about the little ones, toddlers and preschoolers, ages 2 to 4. At this age, lying isn't about being sneaky or manipulative. Nope, it's mostly imagination meeting curiosity. Picture this. Your toddler knocks over a cup of juice and says, "I didn't do it," while standing right in the puddle. Classic, right? This is totally normal. Their brains are still learning the difference between fantasy and reality. But here's the thing. Even at this stage, how you respond matters. A calm, patient reaction teaches them that honesty is safe, while yelling or shaming can make lying seem like the easier choice. So remember, at this age, it's not about punishing a little fib. It's about laying the foundation for trust and honesty, the stuff that sticks as they grow. All right, moving on, ages 5 to 8. This is when lying starts to get a little more intentional. Kids at this stage are learning rules, consequences, and social expectations. So now, a fib isn't just imagination, it's often a strategy. They might lie to avoid punishment, to make themselves look better, or even just to get out of doing something they don't want to do. Ever catch your kid saying, "I finished my homework," but the notebook's still blank? Yep, classic school-age fib. If these little lies work, if kids get away with them or aren't guided properly, lying can become a go-to tool for avoiding trouble. And that's when patterns start to form, patterns that can follow them into their tween years. Now, this is the stage where things get real, ages 9 to 12. This is when lying can move from little fibs to actual cover-ups. Tweens are starting to test boundaries, explore independence, and figure out how the world works. They might lie about homework, their friends, where they were, or what they were doing. And here's the tricky part. It's not just about avoiding trouble anymore. They're starting to externalize blame. It wasn't my fault. They made me do it. Unchecked, this mindset can grow into bigger risky behaviors in their teenage years. Patterns that started with tiny fibs in preschool can now shape how they handle honesty, responsibility, and consequences. But here's the good news. Parents who catch these patterns early, guide with trust, and focus on communication can still turn this around before it escalates. So, what's the takeaway? Small lies in childhood might seem harmless, a little fib here, a tiny excuse there. but over time, they can build patterns that shape how kids handle truth, responsibility, and consequences as teens. Here's the thing. Patterns are what matter, not the occasional slip-up. Kids learn honesty by watching us, not from lectures. Respond with patience, set boundaries, and create a home where telling the truth feels safe. That's how you prevent small lies from turning into big problems. If this video helped you see something you might have missed, hit that like button. Share it with another parent who needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips on raising honest, responsible kids. Remember, it's never too early to start shaping good habits.